Hello everybody, in this tutorial I'll give you some information about HTML5, and we're going to start with a brief introduction to HTML5, or probably I'm going to start with a history of HTML. And as you see in this page, in 1991 we saw the first version of HTML published. And in 1995, we've got version 2.0, and in 1997, we've got the third version, 3.2, which was not even compared to HTML2. So there was a lot of new things in it. And in 1999. We've got the famous 4.0, which continued up to even up, till I think late 2012, 2014, I think. And also a year after, in year 2000, we've got the first version of XHTML, which was the restricted version of HTML with a lot of restrictions and security measures, which was not that successful. And then that version continued to its version 2.0. And finally, in 2012, we've got the final version of HTML5, which continues up to now. And I think this is the last version, because the way they set it up, it's like we are not going to change the version. The way it is, we have to work on the same version, because the possibility of adding things, it's open. So in that case, every time there's a new thing, we're gonna add it on the same version. We don't have to change the version. But the main question remains, what is HTML5? HTML5, it's the newest version of HTML, as we said, which is gaining a lot of support from programmers, especially from the maker of web browsers. And also it incorporates all features from the early versions, including that famous XHTML. And also it adds a diverse set of new tools for the web developers. As we said, the door is open to add more options and more options. And also it is still, in work progress, as we mentioned before. So people, they're working on it and they're completing this HTML5. And honestly, there's a lot of support from the people and from the HTML5 community on this. What is the goal of HTML5? Well, support all existing web pages, obviously. We don't have to go back to the older versions. Reduce the need for external plugins or scripts, to show website content, and also improve the semantic definitions. Meaning and purposes of the elements, in fact. Make the rendering of the web content universal and independent of the device being used. Handle web documents error in a better way, in a consistent way, in a very dynamic way, in fact. Now probably you're gonna ask, what are the new elements, or what are the new features in this HTML5? So this is just a short list of those new elements. It's not just these, and maybe in the first tutorial we're gonna talk more about each new feature of this in details. This is just some of the elements introduced in the HTML5. Now, other new features in HTML5, just a brief overview on that. It's built-in audio video support without any plugins, which is something very good. People did, because with the previous versions, we have to download or incorporate or integrate, the plugins, in order to play video and audio. But with HTML5, we don't have to do that because it's already in it and has from control and attributes, which is very good, and also the canvas. Well, canvas, it's a way of to draw or to write directly on the web page. People they find this genius. Like sometimes you have to you draw things on the web page directly, and you take notes, and there are a lot of good options with that. And also drag and drop functionalities, like we don't have to go and, for example, upload a file, in the older fashion. I mean, we could do it, but with this drag and drop option now, you just take, for example, the image, from your desktop, you put it in a box, and that's it. You don't have to do anything about it. And all the security measures, everything is taken care of. And the other feature is like support SS3. Well, SS stands for Casting Style Sheet. The new version, of course. And more advanced features for the web developers, such as data storage and offline applications, which is wonderful for programmers and for web developers. Now we're gonna take just a quick look, on HTML5. So as you see, the famous doc type, declaration from old XHTML, looked like this one here, like start with a doc type HTML, and you have to put all these scraps in it, in order to work. Because if let me get a pen. For example, you see this, and then in here you had different options. So people, they had to go and put all these in order, and that was a must, in the previous versions. But in the new HTML5, so the doc type is simply, it's like in 15 characters, as you see it in here. So you don't have to put all these in it. So this is something very good, because in the previous versions, most programmers or web developers, they were not sure about these options, and sometimes, they made mistakes, and the page was not showing properly, or maybe they had the other problems, with that. Now we're gonna take a look in the elements of HTML. As you see, even the HTML tag, with HTML5, you just put HTML and you put the language, which is English in this case. You can change the language. You could put French, DE for Deutsch or German, and Chinese, Arabic, and any languages, in fact, and it's so easy and it's so clear, to everybody. As far as it concerns the head tag, so the head tag is very simple, because before, we used to use all this the way you see it, but right now, even the character set, I mean, it's like it's a separate meta tag without any content type or content, or without any specification inside the tag, And you've got basically the title and also the links for your CSS files, that, or JavaScript. Now, this is just a sample, just a basic view of HTML5. As you see, it's so simple, it's so beautiful. Basically, you've got, in the first line, you see the doc type, which is HTML, obviously, and then between this HTML and this HTML, between two tags, we've got the body, the rest of the HTML. It means the head part and also the body part. As you see, it's very simple, it's very clear and clean and neat. Okay, let's open just a page to see this in action. You know, a page. You see, whatever we saw there. Let me show you the code. This is the code. You see, as we said, you know, the first line is doc type, you know, HTML, and between these two tags, you know, HTML and HTML, we've got the head and body tags, and you've got the head tag, you know, you've got the meta tag, title, link, and in the body you just simply, you know, you have your body, and no more crap, and so clean and neat and nice and sweet, and the result, as we saw, is this. You know, HTML5 is fun. Well, thanks for watching. In the next tutorial, we're gonna cover up, you know, each element, each new feature or element of this HTML5, and I'll see you guys later.